Hi there. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. So today I'm not using headphones because I get tangled up if I try to do that while brushing the cat. So today we have got Birsie Breeks and we are going to be brushing her and just talking a little bit about her. Now, she does not enjoy this process, but she's very good about putting up with it, generally. She sometimes tries to run away during, and then I have to dig her out from wherever she's hidden, and she'll cuss me out. But she doesn't mean it really. She's a good kitty. So yeah, today we're just gonna brush Kitty, and yeah, just chat a bit about her. So, this little kitty actually she's a rescue cat. She came from a feral colony and she was trapped at 4 months old. So she was completely wild up until the age of 4 months. And then the Cats Protection trapped her at 4 months old, and she spent the next 4 months of her life living in a little cage with her sister until I adopted them both at 8 months old. And she was a hissing, spitting little angry ball of fur who didn't want to be handled at all. Because she's fluffy, I made a point of getting her used to being handled pretty much right away. There's certain things I cannot do with her or I will end up bleeding. But I have been working with her for some time so that I can brush her. It helps to minimise fur balls. She does struggle with fur balls because she's so fluffy. And it also just means that if she's used to it happening on a regular basis, it stops her getting matted. And then, especially when she gets older and isn't as able to look after herself, she'll be well accustomed to being brushed. So she's a sweet little cat, but if you're doing something she doesn't like, she will be sure to let you know about it. I mean, that's the amount of fur I've already gotten off her already. So we'll just put that over to the side. So yeah, I just use a basic comb, nothing fancy. You do get special de-shedding combs and things like that, but for her, this is plenty. And it just helps just to get some of the fur off, and it keeps her. I work at a cattery at weekends, and the number of cats who come in who are fluffy and whose owners clearly don't brush them and their coats are matted, I always try and brush them as much as I can. But if it's like a really bad-natured cat, there's not much I can do about it. I don't get paid enough to risk my limbs with grumpy cats. So by brushing her regularly from a young age, it's meant that she's far more amenable about it. She will try and make dashes for freedom, and sometimes if she succeeds, then we have a bit of a job trying to dig her out from underneath places. So that's why I often just have one hand like on her head. It makes her feel contained, and that's why I sit with my legs around her like this. It kind of helps her to feel penned in, and she's slightly less likely to try and run away. I mean, it doesn't stop her from trying. she's quite good. I mean, I'm fortunate that she will basically submit to it. When I first got her, I couldn't handle her at all, and I'd had her for a few months, and she got really bad dingleberries. For those of you who don't know what a dingleberry is, it's when a hairy animal, can be any variety, gets poo stuck in the hair around the back end, and it's not very nice. And I had to chase her around the house and pin her down and deal with this, and the entire time she made so much noise that you would have thought I was torturing her. She wailed and she cried, she hissed and she growled, but bless her, she didn't like lash out at me. She just was very, very vocal in her displeasure. So I have since made it a point of subjecting her to being brushed. I try to do things to make it slightly more pleasant for her. So, for example, I tried to give her treats. All I succeeded in doing was make her scared of the treat bag, so whenever she hears the crinkling of a treat packet, she runs away. I tried like doing it while she was eating, and she just stopped eating, so I had to stop doing that. So we've come to an agreement that I will just chase her down the house, I'll pin her down, I'll brush her, and then I'll let her get on with her day. And she'll sulk with me to begin with, and then maybe an hour or so later, she'll have forgiven me. And so she doesn't hold grudges for forever, but she doesn't like it. And she's every now and then you'll see her licking and chewing. It's really important when handling animals to understand their body language. People can tell you what they think and how they're feeling. Animals only have really their body language and some vocal sounds to tell you how they feel. So I've been working with cats for a very long time, so I have come to learn pretty well, like feline body language. I also discovered that if you get the back leg, you can brush the furry bits here. So she has little ways that she tells me that she's distressed. One is she gets really sweaty little paws, so her little paws will get sweaty. You might see that when you take your pet to the vets. You might see little sweaty paw prints on the vet's table. And she does that licking and chewing thing every now and then, where she'll kind of sort of lick and then swallow. And that's kind of a nervous sign. But she just kind of tends to just curl up into a little ball and wait until it's all over, which is fine. She's really good about letting me get in and brush her back end. She's called Birsie Breeks, which is Shetland dialect for furry trousers, because she's got these little furry trousers on. So down the back end she's got like it looks like she's wearing little furry trousers. So by keeping them brushed, then it stops them from getting matted, so she doesn't have any knots anywhere on her body. I brush her kind of on a weekly basis, and she's really good about letting me, but then I keep things calm. I normally don't even talk to her while I brush her. I normally just brush her in silence, to be honest. And I try and just keep things gentle, keep things calm, and she knows that it'll be over eventually. Try and get in and brush the tummy for her. So what I do is I brush one side until I'm fairly happy with how it's gone, and then I turn her over. I brush her on my bed, which is kind of gross because you just get cat hair everywhere, but it's a comfy place to sit. It's a big space where I can handle her, and also it's quite good lighting in here during the day. So turn around and then we'll do the other side. I'm using the forward side of my camera so I can actually I'm using my phone, so I'm using the selfie camera, so the video quality won't be great. So I apologise for that, but it means I can see what I'm doing. I can make sure that we're actually in the shot. Also, it's attached to my bed frame, so it'll be wobbling about quite a bit. So this won't be the best quality filming, but it's something I've been thinking of doing for a while. Is getting a little video of me brushing my cats. Well, brushing Birsie Breeks. I don't really brush the other two very much. And I saw somebody else had done the video on Reddit, and I was like, yeah, that's what I meant to do. I meant to do this video. So she's doing this thing where she's tucking her little nose right into her tail and trying to sort of hide. So I do need to scooch her a little bit out. Otherwise I will not be able to get to her for my own legs. She's a good girl. So she's trying to make herself as small as possible. She curls up into a tiny little ball and tries to cover her face with her tail. I guess that's the handy thing about having a big tail. You can sort of hide in it. So yeah, I always try and be gentle because I don't want to tug too hard. So she's a good kitty. She doesn't tend to like people, so the other day I had people around my house, and you know, she'll hide when people come to visit, and then when they've left she'll come out to make sure that they really have gone. She's not a big people fan, but with me she'll be quite demanding of fuss, and she'll get up in my face and squeak at me until I speak to her. You'll often hear Birsie Breeks on my videos, especially videos that I've filmed at my desk. She has a thing about whenever I sit down at my desk to try and get some work done, she'll come and squeak at me and demand attention. She quite likes to be played with in the evening, and so quite often sort of coming up for bedtime, then she'll want fuss and attention and some love. So yeah, she's a funny little key. Right, I need your tail, darling. So in Shetland, she's getting all hunkered up against my leg. In Shetland dialect, then the word pity means small, and we often refer to females as wife. So it's not it doesn't mean even partner, but just any female. So we'll often call a little girl pity wife. And yeah, I often speak to my girls in Shetland dialect, and I'll call them pity wife. I knew I wanted to give them Shetland dialect names, and while I was trying to decide what names to give them and waiting for their personalities to come out, then I kept calling her Little Miss Fluffy Pants. So I just decided to call her Little Miss Fluffy Pants in Shetland dialect. Hence the Birsie Breeks. So Birsie means hairy, and breeks is just a word for trousers. So yeah, she is a bit of a sweet pea. She's actually facing the opposite direction to how I normally have her, which makes it means I'm sort of brushing her backwards, which is a bit weird. But and roll her over a little bit onto her back. Sometimes if you get it right, you can get them to stretch out their back leg, and then it makes the job a little bit easier. In getting into this back fur here. She's very good because I put her into quite a vulnerable position, and a lot of cats really don't like sort of back here because it's their delicate bits. A lot of cats really don't like back there being brushed, and they'll take a swipe at you. So I'm really fortunate that she's really good about it, because it's important to get in here and get this tummy brushed. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that, but she's making angry noises. I don't know if that's coming out or not. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up, but she's making little angry, indignant noises. That's so darling. The fur back here is quite thick, so I try and sort of give it a... Oh darling, that's so, she's very unhappy with me, most indignant. And sweet pea, I'd like to do your belly a bit more. Are you going to cooperate with me doing your belly? Can we spin you around a little bit? So she's making very angry little noises. And sweet pea. Oh, darling. Good girl. So see, she's not afraid of vocalising her displeasure. So she used to wail the entire way through. And wail and protest. So but you see the doing the little licking and chewing thing she's doing now. It's because the stomach is a really vulnerable area, and the fact that she actually tolerates me coming anywhere near it is very impressive. Good girl. And that's her just, it's kind of a nervous, the licking and chewing, and her being like, please don't hurt me, mommy. So yeah, she's a very, very good girl. I never tell her off for vocalising. That's her trying to tell me that she's not happy. And while I'm still continuing, because, you know, what we're trying to accomplish here is important, I don't punish my cats for expressing their displeasure, and I don't punish them for even when they scratch or bite or anything, because they never do it without giving a warning, and they're not cats to just frivolous be nasty. You get some cats who come up to you and act all friendly and then they attack you for no reason. My cats, they've never done that. They only ever scratch or bite when they're really scared. Except for Ted, it doesn't enter his brain at all to even attempt to defend himself. So yeah, I've not got a huge amount off today. That's quite a small amount for how much I normally get off at Kitty. But that's probably enough for one day. She's got such cute little fluffy paws. But yeah, they're all sweaty. Bit sweaty little paws. So yeah, I'm changing my bed sheets anyway, just after doing this, so getting them covered in cat hair right now is not the end of the world. because I have 3 cats that sleep in the bed with me. My bed sheets are normally covered in cat hair. So she is like incredibly silky soft. She's got like the silkiest coat. And her tail looks so nice when it's been brushed. So yeah, it keeps her looking nice. She's a beautiful kitty. But she's very unhappy with me right now. But she'll still take a chin scritch. Even if she is mad at me. She's a good girl. See, look at that face. That's one angry little. She's not even gonna look at the camera. She's like, no. That's one angry little kitty. She's like, I hate you. Good girl. And then what I normally do is I like let her go like that. And she's gonna go and sulk for probably a couple hours, and then she'll come and talk to me like nothing happened. So yeah, that's me brushing my kitty. So she's a farmer feral rescue cat, and it just shows that even a wild kitty, you know, she's born wild, can still with a bit of love and patience you can handle any cat, I firmly believe. And it's about reading their body language, understanding what they need, and how they communicate, and letting them know that they're okay and they're not in any danger. But yeah, I will go for now, but I'll hopefully be recording some more videos shortly. Take care.